Money traps keeping 99% broke forever. Most people will work 40 years, trade the best hours of their lives for a paycheck, and end up with less than $10,000 to their name when it's all over. That is not bad luck. That is not the economy. That is a pattern, and patterns can be decoded. I've spent years inside the financial machine, studying it, working it, dismantling it from the inside out. And what I found wasn't complicated. The gap between the people who build generational wealth and the people who stay financially stuck isn't intelligence. It isn't even income. It's behavior. Specifically, 9 behaviors. 9 traps so deeply embedded in our daily routines that most people never even recognize them as traps. I'm going to walk you through all 9 today, and right in the middle of this video, I'm going to reveal the one mindset shift that separates the top 1% from everyone else, the one no financial influencer ever talks about because it's too uncomfortable. Stay with me. Trap number 1, paying everyone else before you pay yourself. Here's what your entire financial life looks like if you're in the majority. Your paycheck hits, rent, car, phone, subscriptions, dinner with people you barely like, and then, if there's anything left, you save it. That's the poor man's sequence, and it almost guarantees you never accumulate real capital. The wealthy operate on an inversion of this. The moment income arrives, they pay themselves first, a minimum of 10%, non-negotiable, automated, untouchable. Not because they have more money, because they have a different rule. Treat your savings like your highest priority bill, the one that comes before everything else, no exceptions. This isn't a motivational tip. This is architecture. You're building a financial structure where your future self is always the first creditor. Trap number 2, normalizing bad debt. Somewhere along the way, society decided that financing your lifestyle was acceptable. Credit cards for groceries, buy now, pay later for sneakers, personal loans for vacations, and the financial industry celebrates this because your confusion is their business model. Here's the rule I live by. If I cannot pay for something in full, in cash, today, I cannot afford it. Full stop. The average credit card in America charges over 20% interest. Do you understand what that means? It means every luxury you finance on credit costs you 1/5 more than the price tag says. The credit card company isn't rewarding you with points. They're renting your future income at a 20% margin. Bad debt is a slow leak in your financial boat. You can keep bailing, but until you plug the hole, you will never sail anywhere. Trap number 3, having no buffer. And this is where I want to plant a flag for later, because what I'm about to explain connects directly to the mindset shift I promised you at the top of this video. Hold that thought. Most Americans are living one emergency away from financial collapse. A medical bill, a car repair, a job loss. Without a buffer, a true 6-month emergency reserve, you are one event away from debt. And once you're in emergency debt, you spend the next 2 years just getting back to zero, not building, just surviving. The buffer is not exciting. It doesn't compound. It doesn't make you feel like a genius investor. But it is the foundation that makes every other wealth-building move possible. You cannot play offense without defense. Build the buffer first, then we talk about investments. Trap number 4, financial blindness. Tell me your exact monthly income after tax. Tell me your 3 biggest expense categories. Tell me your net worth today versus 12 months ago. If you hesitated on any of those, you are financially blind. The wealthy don't guess at their numbers. They know them, exactly. They know their assets, their liabilities, their burn rate. They operate with the precision of a CFO because to them, personal finance is a business, not a feeling, not a vibe, a spreadsheet. Lifestyle inflation is the silent killer here. As income rises, spending rises to match it. More salary, bigger apartment, nicer car, more subscriptions. The number changes, but the margin stays the same. The only way to break that cycle is to see your numbers in black and white, regularly, honestly, without flinching. Trap number 5, expensive hobbies dressed as identity. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your life, but there's a difference between hobbies that cost you money and hobbies that cost you your financial future. The expensive brunch culture, the latest sneaker drop, the golf membership. These aren't just purchases, they're identity signals. And the most dangerous financial trap is spending to perform a version of success you haven't actually built yet. The wealthy understand something deeply counterintuitive. You don't spend to signal success, you invest until success signals itself. Now, I want to stop here for a moment, because right now you're probably nodding. You recognize these traps. Maybe you've fallen into 2, 3, or 4 of them. Drop a number in the comments. How many of these traps are you currently in? Be honest, not for me, for yourself. The algorithm rewards brutal self-awareness, and so does your bank account. Trap number 6, thinking saving alone will build wealth. This is the trap that keeps disciplined, hard-working people broke. They cut every expense, they clip every coupon, they live below their means, and they wonder why they're still not wealthy after a decade. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Saving has a ceiling. There is a hard mathematical limit to how much you can cut. But income has no ceiling. It is theoretically infinite. The wealth equation has 2 sides. The left side is savings rate, how efficiently you preserve what you earn. The right side is income expansion, how aggressively you grow what comes in. Stocks, side income, equity, leverage. The people who get wealthy work both sides simultaneously. You cannot cut your way to freedom. You have to build your way there. Trap number 7, overpaying in taxes. Now here's where it gets interesting, and here's where I'll reveal that mindset shift I promised you at the beginning of this video. Taxes will be without question the single largest expense of your lifetime, greater than your mortgage, greater than your car, greater than everything you buy combined. And yet most people pay them passively, resentfully, without any strategy whatsoever. The ultra-wealthy do not accept the default tax bill. They use legal structures, corporations, tax-advantaged accounts, strategic deductions to minimize what they owe. Not illegally, strategically. A Roth IRA, an HSA, business entity structuring. These are not loopholes for billionaires. These are tools available to anyone willing to learn the rules of the game. And that's the mindset shift. The wealthy see the financial system as a game with rules. Some rules work against you by default, but every rule can be studied, understood, and played in your favor. The poor see taxes as a fate. The wealthy see them as a negotiation. Trap number 8, waiting for the right time to invest. You don't have enough money yet. The market's too volatile. You'll start next year. You need to learn more first. These are not reasons. These are rationalizations. Every year you delay investing, you are not just missing growth, you are actively losing purchasing power to inflation. Money sitting in a savings account loses value in real terms every single year. The cost of waiting is not zero. The cost of waiting is enormous. Start with what you have. Diversify. Build a portfolio that includes stable assets and calculated risks. The time to invest is not when everything feels safe. The time to invest was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Trap number 9, not caring enough to change. This is the trap that contains all the others, and it's the one nobody talks about because it's too direct. Most people aren't broke because of bad luck. They're broke because they're not genuinely disturbed by being broke. Discomfort is the engine of change. If your financial situation doesn't bother you enough to lose sleep, to study on weekends, to make uncomfortable decisions, it will stay exactly as it is. The wealthy are not smarter. They are more ruthlessly intolerant of their own mediocrity. You just sat through 9 financial traps that most people will never confront in their entire lives. That already puts you in the minority. But information without action is just entertainment. The forge exists for one reason: to turn raw material into something harder, sharper, and more valuable. If that's who you are, or who you're determined to become, hit the like, subscribe, and step inside. Not because I'm asking, because you've already decided you're not going back to the way things were. The next video goes deeper.
you're going to want to be here for it.